And now from the Dignity Health Studio at the Bakersfield, California, it's BVarsity Live, hosted by Zach Ewing and Trevor Horn, bringing you all of the top action from around Kern County here on BVarsity Live. Here's Zach Ewing now.
Ewing in the Dignity Health Studio with Trevor Horn and a couple of guests here. Trevor's busily tweeting away, as usual.
If you're not watching, I'm telling you, you need to watch via Twitter. And
I think that's why Lewis likes him so much, because he tweets like 24 hours a day.
I tweet in my sleep. I've woken up and there's been tweets that I've sent out in the middle of my...
Can you time them like that?
No.
I don't know what the point of sending a tweet out at 3:30
Well, you know how some
would
people
be,
are like, you know, they're night walkers and they eat and sleep or whatever.
You
I just
wake up
tweet
and
and sleep. Yeah, I'm always tweeting.
All appropriate things, I'm sure.
Gosh, I hope so.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, hey, we got these gentlemen in here from Ridgeview, the sensation of the Kern County prep football season so far. Jestyn James, offensive guard for the Wolfpack, and the quarterback, Lawrence White. How are you guys doing?
Good.
I have to ask you guys, because I think Trevor would probably agree with me here. I think everybody knew you'd have a good team. You had a good team last year. You brought a lot back. Sheldon Croney came over, obviously, which helps. But did you guys know how good you would be? Because I don't think anybody saw that you'd have a great team necessarily. Did you see it coming?
I did. I felt like our offensive line's gotten better. We have more strength. Our workouts during the summer, we changed it all up. Just everything we got. That was the first thing we actually did, was our strength. And then we have a lot of speed, and that just helped a lot to make our team better. Just our workouts especially.
How about you, Lawrence? I mean, you played a lot last year. Did you see this jump coming?
I knew we were going to be, have some talent, but it didn't really hit me until we played Liberty, and that's when I really found out that we have a really good team, and hopefully we do big things this year.
So you started out the year at Bakersfield College, beat Frontier 42-21. What was that like to play in that atmosphere? I know it was kind of an earlier start than usual, which might have made it kind of weird, but what was it like to play in the doubleheader in the big stadium?
Exciting. It was one of the greatest experiences I've had since I've been in high school. And it was fun. It was one of the best games I had.
Helps to win, right?
Yeah.
So then you win that game, and then you say, Lawrence, that you even surprised yourselves a little bit with how, maybe not that you beat Liberty, but that you beat them pretty soundly.
It was just how we played. I haven't really seen our team play like that. And, we played together. And, once I think a team plays together, it's really hard to stop them. And so,
Yeah. Is that different from last year, that feel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year we started off kind of slow, especially with me back there, first time playing quarterback. But towards the end of the season last year, we kicked it up. But this year we started off pretty strong, and I think that's going to help us in the long run.
Did you see that? He took the blame for it. I like that.
That's a junior with a senior mentality.
That's a quarterback right there. You know who that reminds me of is Derek Carr. Derek, the Raiders are sitting over here falling all over themselves, and Derek Carr's the only one doing anything. And in the press conference after the game, he goes, "Yeah, it's my fault. You guys can blame me for everything." Okay, all right. So that's good. That's a good guy to be like. Jestyn, now what surprised me personally, I knew you guys had the skill position players. The line play is what's really surprised me. I mean, Frontier is a school that has a lot of big bodies up there. They've always been a physical team. Liberty too, for that matter. And you guys really controlled the line of scrimmage in both of those games. Surprise yourself, or did you see again? I mean, did you say we look at those teams and say we can match up?
I think it was more of, because during the week we played Frontier, we heard a lot that our O-line wasn't good, that we were slow and just stuff like that, like we weren't a good O-line. But I think that we put that in our head and just played with that mentality, like we're better than them. And we showed that we were better than the O-line and controlled the D-line with both teams. So
now one of the most dangerous things, we had Brian Nixon and Stavros Kastantonis from...
There you go.
When he's not here, I can do it. from Liberty in here a couple weeks ago, right after they beat Mission Viejo and right before they played you guys. And I could just see in Coach Nixon's eyes that he was a little worried that they were riding too high coming into that game. And maybe that was the case, maybe it wasn't, and you guys beat them. You guys have had 2 weeks now to sit and think about this big win over Liberty. You have the bye week last week. You have Bakersfield Christian coming up. How concerned are you that maybe you start to listen to your press clippings a little bit too much, so to speak? Is there any worry that you're riding too high?
We just try to stay humble. It's the past, and we're on to the next game, and we got to focus on Bakersfield Christian because they are a good team, and so we try not to focus on the games we played in the past, you know, and focus about the next game.
You guys have really stacked the schedule, especially with SWYL teams. You've already beaten Frontier, you've already beaten Liberty, and then you've got Stockdale and Bakersfield at home to finish off the non-league schedule. You knew going in that this was going to be a tough schedule for you, but if you guys go through this 4-1, maybe even 5-0, what does that tell you going into league and knowing that you guys have that momentum going into October and into November? What does that tell you guys if you guys can, you know, be able to beat a lot of great opponents like that?
I think it just shows us how good we are, you know, and it's like I said, it's just gonna help us, you know, and we just got to continue to work hard, and that's about it.
Good things will happen, I guess.
Yeah.
Bakersfield Christian this week, we know what they can do, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Then Stockdale, which has looked pretty strong in a couple of weeks. And then coming up on October the 3rd, I think the game that on our end we've circled now, Ridgeview, which we have ranked, we have you guys ranked number 3 in the section overall, and BHS we have ranked number 2 overall. I know that you can't afford to look past anybody, but is that game in the back of your head?
Yeah.
Definitely.
The team that the seniors, freshman year, we talked about playing BHS before we graduate.
And you never have had a chance to.
Yeah, we've never had our chance, and we finally got them on our schedule. So that's been in my head since freshman year, and I just want to beat them down.
I mean, they're the best, so you got to be the best. You got to beat the best, right? I mean, they were defending state champions. What about you?
Was that
Lawrence?
bulletin board material there? Beat them down. I mean, that's confidence. That's a confidence.
Listen, when you have number 2 and number 3, both of them are going to be pretty confident.
Yes, very much so.
You sounded very, very sure of yourself there, Lawrence, that this was a game you've been circling.
You know, last year, actually, my cousin Kier Greg. So
there you go. I was going to bring that up.
We have a lot of, you know, tension between us.
Right.
And we always talk about, you know, if we ever get the chance to play, you go, I'm going to beat you, he's going to beat me. So, you know, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And, you know, we always talk about it. But that's, you know, in a couple of weeks, we're worried about Bakersfield Christian right now.
All right. I'm going to ask one more question about those. Coach Manning talk about it ever? Did he use it in the summer to motivate you guys? I mean, does it ever come up, or is he more of one of those, this week we got to focus on this team?
I mean, yeah, he is, but he always, you know, let us know how tough our schedule is, especially in the weight room. You know, he'll bring it up a lot. You know, we have a really tough schedule, so we got to put in a lot of work.
We have this during school last year. We had this paper on the wall that said 0-5 or 5-0, and it had the first 5 games on it. And every time I went in there, I looked at that, and it made me work harder because I want the 5-0.
And now you're two steps of the way there. Of course, the non-league schedule, for those who don't know or remember, Frontier, Liberty, Bakersfield Christian defending state runner-up in D4, then Stockdale and Bakersfield defending Division I state champion. So 4 D1 teams as you guys move up from 3 to 2, and then Bakersfield Christian, obviously one of the better small school teams in the state last year. So,
I mean, that's a schedule that you talked about early in June as being a monster non-league schedule. I mean, I think you tweeted about it over and over and over again.
Well, and it was one of those deals where I think you're right, Joe. I mean, 0-5 is a possibility against that schedule. There's no gimme there, is what I'm saying. I mean, if you don't play well, all 5 of those teams will beat you.
Yes.
So you can't really look too far ahead. And if you can't compare it to what you guys did last year, and I know you had a younger team last year, so you probably didn't want to play that schedule last year, but you didn't have that sort of challenge in the non-league. The league obviously got tougher. What's been the difference?
I think that we're more focused on our team. Like last year, we were more focused on what we did the year before, thinking that we were going to have the team we did. But
you D3 Valley champions 2 years ago, and lost 1 game? Maybe I can't remember.
We lost 2 games. We went 11-2. And I just think this year we're more focused on the team we have now, which is making us play as a team instead of focusing on previous years of the. Like, I can't really explain it. But
is this more fun though? I mean, to play these tough teams, to have that challenge.
Oh yeah,
it was really fun.
And you guys aren't just playing them; you're playing them well. 42 points, 42-21 in both games, which is phenomenal. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen that. The exact same score for wins to open the season, 42-21.
Yeah.
It is very bizarre. But Lawrence, for you, having Sheldon there in the backfield with you opens up a lot of playmaking opportunities for yourself. It opens it up for Jamar Moya. It opens up for Jacob Lopez. What does the addition of our 2013 BVarsity Offensive Player of the Year do for you personally and for the your other skill position players to be able to kind of open up this offense?
I mean, like you said, it just opens up. A lot of players are keyed on him. And so, once we have a great fake or something, they're going to bite on him, and it just opens up for anybody, But Sheldon, even when he runs the ball hard, and he's just a great player all around.
And just to remind people that this is a guy who grew up with you guys, still never left the Ridgeview area, even though he played for Garces for 3 years. He comes back home. You guys are friends with him. You were friends with him beforehand, so it was not a hard transition for him to come into your system and play. Is that correct?
Yes.
Jestyn, I mean, you guys are the same age. How well did you know Sheldon before he came back? You guys played together in Golden Valley, I would presume, right?
Golden Empire.
Golden Empire, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I actually played 1 year with him, but I've been knowing him from junior high and just the years before because I've always played with the higher teams because I'm a big boy.
You're a big boy.
But, yeah, I've been knowing him for a while, so it was exciting to have him come over here.
So this is really the first time you've played against the kids your age for a long time, right? I mean, your senior year.
And I mean, like my sophomore year, I was younger than everyone.
Right.
And then last year,
you were the same as some guys, but younger than others. So now you're finally the big kid on the block, so to speak. Now it's interesting to me talking about Sheldon because he's been used quite a bit on defense, and he's wreaked some havoc on defense too.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's been a force on that side of the ball, usually playing defensive end. Maybe a little bit of linebacker, whatever. But you guys who could probably contribute on defense, especially, I know, Lawrence, that was sort of your first position was cornerback.
Yeah.
Coach Manning has not used you as much there. Has he given you a reason? Or are you just sort of doing what you're told?
I'm just sort of doing what I'm told, but I'm always ready to go in the game at defense, because that's where I call that my home. I feel more comfortable on defense, but, I still have to worry about my job on offense because it's for the team, not do whatever for the team.
Sure. Well, BCHS spreads it out. They get all those receivers. They may call on you on Friday.
Oh, yeah, I might be on defense against BCHS.
I mean, Brandon 1 times against Mission Oak. Obviously, that was a game where they were trailing through the entire game, so were forced to throw more. But obviously, that's a game when, you may be standing next to Coach Manning and be like, put me in, right, Lawrence?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will, definitely. Because I know they pass a lot, and so our corners are gonna hopefully they have a great game.
And Jestyn, your home is on the offensive line, but you have played a little D line before. Now, tell us a little bit about your recruiting. You're starting to get some looks from some smaller D1 schools as far as offensive linemen.
Cal Poly, Sacramento State. I went to the Fresno State camps and San Diego State camp, in Cal Poly camp, but I haven't really heard back from the other 2 schools, but Cal Poly's been emailing me and Sacramento State. I haven't really talked to them, and I didn't go to their camp either, but they've been emailing me, and a couple of this school from New York won't stop blowing my mom's email up. I don't even know what it's called.
So it's getting a little crazy then.
Yeah,
that's good.
And then
Stony
some
Brook.
D3 schools. A couple of D3 schools.
All right. Very good. Well, before we let you guys go, I want to ask another question. Now, Dennis Manning did this at Foot. I don't know how much you know about the history of Coach Manning because a lot of it was when you guys were a lot younger. Coach Manning coached at West High, and then he was at Foothill. Did a really good job with. I mean, you guys know Foothill's down and downtrodden right now. But when Coach Manning was there, he went to the D3 Valley game. They were good several years in a row. Come to Ridgeview, where Ridgeview did not really have a history of success, and here we are. I think this is his 5th year there. And you guys have been to 3 straight Valley title games, winning one of them. Looks like you have one of the best teams in the section this year. What is it about Coach Manning? What is it about him that gets a program going like that, and the rest of the staff too?
I just think he knows what he's doing. He knows football. He just coaches well. He's a good coach, and just everything he makes us do, just conditioning, and just he knows what he's doing. Just.
Is it strategy? Is it motivation? A little bit of both, Lawrence?
I mean, he has a great game plan. He obviously studies a lot of film, and all day he talks to us about it. you know, just our job and what he thinks is going to be best for this game, what play might work, you know, what
During
the defense
school,
we should run. So he's constantly thinking, you know, of plans we could do to help us win this game. So I think that makes him a great coach.
It's always fascinating to hear how the coaches pull their trade, especially the good ones.
Well, and the proof is in the pudding too. When he's got
Absolutely.
half a dozen guys playing major Division I football right now, including Jamar's older brother, Kamari Cotton Moya, who's playing very well in the secondary for Iowa State right now as a redshirt freshman.
All right. Well, speaking of practice, we got to let you guys get back to it. I know there's one more day before Bakersfield Christian, but thanks for joining us, Lawrence White and Jestyn James of Ridgeview High, playing Bakersfield Christian, trying to get to 3-0 tomorrow night. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be right back here on BVarsity Live in a few minutes.
North Bakersfield Toyota is having a huge used car blowout sale this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This weekend is our Drive for 99 sales event. Drive away for $99 down and $99 a month. We've got used cars starting at $49.95, $59.95, $69.95, and so many more, and over 200 used vehicles to choose from. It's our Drive for 99 sales event happening this weekend only at North Bakersfield Toyota Scion, Freeway 99 and 7th Standard.
One thing about living in Kern County is all the great schools.